Hey, I'm Neil and welcome to AVCon TV. With us this week we've got Jimmy. And what's your role in AVCon?
I'm the video games coordinator for this year. I'm in charge of making sure that video games happens, that all our tournaments run on time and work, and that free play is organised.
Awesome. Big plans this year for tournaments and everything?
It's looking bigger and better than ever. We're currently planning to have something like 50 stations out on the floor for free play alone, and that's even before we get onto the tournaments.
Yeah, it's looking much sizable compared to every year it gets bigger.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's go into AVCon TV for this week. Okay, and now for this week, we're going on to two games we're actually going to be talking about. We've got Ninja Gaiden, and we've got Pandora's Tower for Wii. Ninja Gaiden's on both PS3 and 360, I believe. So Ninja Gaiden, this is the third game in the series, and from what we've been playing, what we've been seeing is that it's actually one of the more easier ones. So if you're...
It's casual.
Yeah, it's very quick time event, cutscene based, very cinematic.
The principal focus of Team Ninja seems to have been on making a game that looks really, really nice, but can be played by anyone. Considering sort of the past reputation of the Ninja Gaiden series, that might not have been the right choice.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like the more recent Metroid game by Team Ninja, Other M, which is probably a comparison that they would have wanted to avoid.
Yeah. I mean, I would see it as a Ninja Gaiden game where if you're interested in ninjas and you're not really aware of how hard the series is, it's something to start with and then go backwards maybe. Because I'd assume that, I know that the original Ninja Gaiden is deemed one of the most difficult games on any system.
Yeah, I've actually played it for a brief period, and while this really isn't my genre, I found it extremely hard, and Ninja Gaiden 3 certainly doesn't really approach that level of difficulty.
Definitely. So I mean, if you're into ninjas and if you want an easy way of getting into it, definitely try this game. And next we'll go on to Pandora's Tower for the Wii, and this is a very interesting game.
It's nice to see more kind of serious RPGs coming out for the Wii, which has been sort of mostly full of kind of really shovelware for most of its life. So it's very nice to see a game that it mostly reminds me of Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, or maybe Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah, it reminds me, there's a lot of different aspects from different games, that overlaps,
Shadows of the Colossus,
Castlevania aspects, like the 3D ones, Zelda, with the hookshot almost kind of rope system.
Yes, the game looks fascinating, and it's definitely something that's probably worth playing.
The basics behind it anyway for a storyline is that you're a kind of like a hero that has a princess that is transforming into a monster, and the only way to make her sane and stay human is to feed her beast flesh.
At this point in time, any parallels to Shadows of the Colossus should be thought about. So the point of the game is to travel to a number of towers or dungeons and defeat the horrible monsters within and the nasty boss monster things, so that you can take their flesh and feed them to your princess back at home and prevent her turning into a monster.
And all this while you've got a meter going down, that's her sanity meter, if you will, and you've got to, I guess, manage your time to get flesh back to her and stuff, and it doesn't really punish you for, it doesn't reset everything as soon as you go back to her, which is pretty cool. Yeah,
the game is designed to encourage you to pop back in every so often to rest, repair and craft equipment, and just make sure that your girlfriend is still alive.
I reckon that if you're a Wii owner, this is definitely one of the only games coming out. You don't have that many games coming out and you want something to check out, it's definitely something to check out. So especially if you're into RPGs, what we've got, The Last Story and Xenoblade Chronicles are the other two standout ones, but yeah, definitely check it out.
Some of you might not be aware, but since last year, video games has had a tradition of running community tournaments where we ask you, our loyal AVCon fans, to suggest a tournament to be run and that you would like to run, and then we'll pick some of the options that we think are best. and allow you to run them on Saturday night using sort of some of our areas, some of our equipment, whatever seems important. If you have an idea for a community tournament and would be interested in running one, the link is below.
Definitely. And last year we had, I believe it was Pokemon, Smash Brothers, and Bomberman.
It was Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, first gen Pokemon, Smash Brothers Melee, and
Bomberman.
And yes, Bomberman. It was the 8-player Bomberman on the Wii.
So I mean, sky's really the limit. So check that out. And thank you for watching AVCon TV. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and comment.